Today, 4 moves caught everyone's attention. One brings in a heavy name that could shift the defensive rotation. Another involves 2 young guys most people overlooked, but insiders are calling hidden gems. And in the middle of it all, a potential heir to a legend emerges. Coincidence, strategy, or the start of a quiet revolution? Oh, and if I told you there was a draft steal nobody saw coming? You ready to face the truth behind these moves? Then hit that like button and come with me. Some signings show up loud, others walk in quiet, but their resume speaks volumes. And when it comes to stopping the run, a wound that just won't stop bleeding in this Chargers defense, any proven name becomes a glimmer of hope. That's where Fakazi steps in. Not exactly a household name for the casual fan, but his numbers tell a story you can't ignore. This guy has started 63 games in the NFL. That's no small feat. He's been a run-stopping anchor since 2019 and only had one down year since then. In 2020, he was literally the second-best interior lineman in the entire league against the run. Second, in the whole NFL. That's no fluke. Even in 2024, not his best season, Fakazi flashed moments that reminded everyone of what he can do. He's a one-trick guy, but that one trick is stuffing the run like a cinder block in the middle of the line. And if there's one thing this Chargers defense desperately needs, it's veteran depth on the interior. Let's be honest here. Yeah, we've seen flashes on defense, but the run game still kills us. Over 117 rushing yards allowed per game last season. That puts us middle of the pack, and for a team that's trying to be elite, that's a problem. So picture this. You've got a promising rookie like Jamari Campbell, still learning the ropes. And on the other side, you bring in a guy like Fakazi with experience, instincts, and the grit to handle the heavy lifting while the kid develops. That's not just a solid move. That's a veteran chess play. Depth wins seasons. And let's not pretend cost is an issue. Projections say Fakazi would cost under $4 million on a one-year deal. The Chargers have over $29 million in cap space. That's not a spend. It's a low-risk, high-upside investment. Even more than that, bringing in Fakazi would send a message. It would shake up the locker room. Let everyone know that spots aren't handed out. They're earned. He could come in as a backup or win the job outright. Because this isn't just about experience. It's about consistency. It's about physical identity. It's about letting every offense know, don't even think about running on us. Now here's the thing. A lot of people only track first-round names, flashy picks, safe bets, guys labeled can't miss. But real fans of this league know the best stories often come out of nowhere. And that's exactly what the Chargers tapped into when they grabbed 2 names flying way under the radar, both carrying that quiet danger label. First up, Oronde Gadsden II, a 6'5" tight end who dropped back-to-back 900-plus yard seasons at Syracuse. Coaches called him one of the last first-tier tight ends left in the draft. That's rare praise. And what did the Chargers do? Moved up, made it happen, and snagged him in the 5th round. If that's not front office vision, what is? Gadsden has the frame to dominate over the middle and in the red zone. And get this, he fits Greg Roman's system like a glove. Roman's known for maximizing tight ends. Pair Gadsden with Dissly, the blocker, and Conklin, the short yardage guy, and suddenly Herbert has a vertical threat at tight end who can torch linebackers and safeties. And now, hold on to this. The second guy is even more slept on. Raheem Rocket Sanders, a running back who went undrafted. Yeah, undrafted. But don't get it twisted. This dude racked up over 3,000 yards in the SEC and was described by coaches as a player who exploded when healthy. Oh, and he's 6-0, 216 lbs, and ran a 4.47. That size and speed in one explosive package. The Chargers already drafted Omarion Hampton in the 1st round, and Haskins is locked in for special teams. But Sanders, he's here to compete, and not just compete. He could actually push Kamani Vidal out of the rotation if he keeps balling in camp. For a team built to run the ball, backfield depth and variety are non-negotiable. Sanders is a textbook one-cut runner, perfect for the system Harbaugh wants to build. He could be a secret weapon. Or more than that, the type of guy everyone ignored, who ends up breaking fantasy leagues and wrecking unprepared defenses. Gadsden and Sanders aren't just signings, they're a mindset shift. The Chargers aren't playing safe anymore. They're chasing raw talent. High ceiling, high risk, high reward. That's how you find gold where others only see dust. And now comes the big one. When a veteran nears the end, nobody wants to say it out loud. But somebody has to take the torch. In L.A., that torch belongs to Khalil Mack, a generational edge rusher. A monster in his prime, but time doesn't wait, And the Chargers are already preparing the next man up. His name is Kyle Kennard. Hungry, explosive, straight out of the SEC, fourth-round pick, but with first-round impact. This dude didn't just dominate, he won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy. That's awarded to the best defensive player in the nation, the entire nation. You know who else has won that? Guys like Aaron Donald, Chase Young, Luke Kuechly. Kennard did it playing for South Carolina, leading the conference with 11 sacks last year, almost broke Jadeveon Clowney's school record. He was a wrecking ball in that defense. Now here's the context. The Chargers had the 7th worst pressure rate in the NFL last year, even with Mack and Tuipulotu doing everything they could. This unit needed juice, energy, a guy with burst, instinct, and that relentless motor to collapse the pocket. Kennard fits that mold. Matt Miller from ESPN had Kennard as one of the top 50 picks in the draft, regardless of round. He said it flat out. He'll get an early shot to prove he can take over for Mack. That's not hype. That's tape talking. Dane Brugler from The Athletic backed it up too. Kennard is a problem in passing downs with the traits to terrorize QBs. Sure, he's not a finished product. Needs polish against the run. Got to develop more counters in his rush game. But let's be real. If he was already complete, he wouldn't have been there in round 4. What matters is upside, and Kennard's is sky high. Now imagine this. Mack, Tuipulotu, and a rookie edge with something to prove, all coached by a new staff hungry to flip this defense. That's how you build legacy. That's how you reload instead of rebuild. That's how you keep the fire burning long after your stars are gone. This isn't just about replacing a name. It's about protecting the identity. Keeping the pressure alive, keeping the edge presence feared. Kennard's the guy. And if things go how they're trending, the torch won't fall. It'll keep burning even brighter. Now let's talk about RJMickens. 6th round pick. But if you think that means long shot, you haven't been paying attention. This could be the heist of the draft. Mickens was ranked number 108 overall by PFF. Not among safeties. Overall. And yet nobody picked him, until the Chargers did, at 214. That's not luck, that's surgical value. This kid was a leader on the Clemson defense. Smart, aggressive, consistent. Posted an 89. 8 grade on PFF last year. One of the best among safeties. This is real production, real tape, not combine hype. And here's the kicker. His dad, RJMickens, played in the NFL. So RJ grew up with this. He knows the pressure, knows the grind, and walks into a Chargers secondary that's crying out for youth and upside. The last 2 picks of our draft, both safeties. That's not a coincidence. That's Harbaugh crafting a new DB room from scratch. Look, 6th rounders don't walk into jobs. Mickens has to earn it. But if he flashes in training camp like he did at Clemson, it'll be tough to keep him off the field. The Chargers aren't chasing headlines anymore. They're hunting value, ignoring the noise. Locking in on guys who can actually contribute. And picks like Mickens, they don't just fill a need, they change games. They build legacies. Right now, he's just a name at the bottom of a draft list. But that won't last. The fans are already taking notice. And the rest of the league, they're starting to realize LA didn't let talent slide by. They stole it, and no one saw it coming. If Mickens blows up in preseason, every GM in the NFL is going to ask how they missed it, but not us. We already know, because if you really follow the bolt, you've seen this movie before. Anyone watching with their heart already knows what's happening. This front office isn't just filling gaps, they're making statements. Veteran depth, bold gambles. Hidden weapons with starter potential. What seems like small moves now might end up defining our entire season. So I'll leave you with this. Are you watching closely, or are you going to wake up too late? Drop your take in the comments. Smash that like. And subscribe, because if you believe in the future, you've got to recognize it being built in front of your eyes.